What do you guys know about Australia?
Yeah, it's a continent and a country. Yeah.
Very good.
And you went under the sea snorkeling there.
And we did snorkeling. Actually, we did not do snorkeling in Australia. It is a very good place for snorkeling, but we did not snorkel there.
Why?
We actually didn't spend much time out on the ocean and stuff. But it's supposedly, it has some of the best snorkeling in the world out by what's called the Great Barrier Reef, which is a coral reef that has lots of pretty fish in it.
That's where Nemo lives.
That's right. I forgot that. That's very good.
Yeah, but
Yep.
the coral reef there is dying.
It might be dying. Between the climate, it's been that much warmer, and the and other things. It has been slowly dying. They're doing what they can to save it, and it's not dead yet.
Can you share? It's because of pollution.
That's part of it.
Can you share your screen?
Yeah, they learned that
share
from
our
our
screen.
Belize lesson.
Yes. Oh, it says the host disabled participant screen sharing.
I don't
So
want
I
you to be
can't-
able to share your screen. Just kidding. Now you can.
Now I can. Okay. Oh, I see. We have to choose what we're sharing. That's good, actually.
You can share
All right, let me-
everything, or you can just share the good stuff.
Let's just share it. Let's just share. How do I share everything? Now I've got to.
It'll say share entire screen or choose application.
I think you got it. I think you got it here. Okay,
The
so
little highlights.
some
He is
things I
very
wanted,
How's
some
going?
things to know about Australia. Quinn said it's a country and a continent. Yes, it is. It's big. It's almost as big as the United States. Not quite, but almost. But despite being almost the same size, it's got a lot less people. Do you know how many people are in the United States?
Do you remember?
No.
There's like 350 million. Australia has only like 23 million.
Whoa. So that's like 23 instead of 350.
It's like Pennsylvania and New York only, although they're over a big country. And
It's like Guatemala.
They almost speak English there.
Unusual animals.
Let's see what
Lots of
ask him what he means
everywhere.
by almost speak English.
Well, what does
Very
that mean?
good. Well, we'll get to what that means. That they
Okay.
almost speak English. And there's a whole bunches of art, and they have some strange animals. Yes.
Unusual animals.
Unusual. Yes.
And it
Australia.
says lots of art everywhere.
Mhm.
What's that?
It says lots of art everywhere.
Yes, there is. And we'll show you some of this art.
English almost.
You can read.
Lot less people than United States. Big, almost as big as the United States.
Are you
You can
still
read.
seeing that? I thought I took it off.
We
No,
are
that's what you're
still.
sharing, Pops.
Well, let me take that down then, because I don't want to keep showing that. Okay. Oh, I see. The screen sharing. I see what happened. I'm sorry to be screwing this up. I
That
wanted to
is
share.
okay.
I wanted to
You
show the
are
whole screen.
learning about technology.
There it goes.
Okay.
Okay.
Now
got
you
it.
see the map, I hope.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
see myself too.
Yes.
You guys
Where
see
are
me
we
in
on the
Taiwan
map,
there?
girls?
Oh, yeah.
Do you
Is
see
this
where
Taiwan?
we are, girls?
Yeah.
We're up here on the map,
Okay.
up here in Pennsylvania.
We just need to cross the sea all the way over there.
Yeah, we
And-
just need to cross
and
the
it-
sea.
It has
Yeah.
a picture of Uncle Drew here, but you can see Australia is very, very far away. When we went to Orlando last year, Disney World, how long were we in the plane?
6 days.
It was more like 2.5 hours.
A little bit more than 2 hours
Oh, you
on
mean
the
we were
plane,
in
right?
Orlando for 6 days? That's what you mean. Okay. Yes, to get there though, it just took like 2.5 hours.
It took us 20 hours to get to Australia.
20 hours.
That's
On
like
a plane.
all day and most of the night. Or actually all night and most of the day as it was. Because
That
we
makes me
had to
tired.
go all the way from here. We stopped in California for a break. And we flew all the way across the largest ocean in the world down here to a city on this end of it. So it's a long way away, and it's also on the south of the equator. So you know what that means?
It's an island.
It's an island, but it also, the seasons are reversed from where we are. So down there, it's late in the fall. It's getting colder, and it's going to be winter soon.
But it's spring here.
It's spring here, and it's going to be summer soon. But down there, it's getting cooler every day, and it's going to be like winter. So that's one thing to remember. It's that. Now, you know, I said there's not that many people like the US. Do you know why that might be? I'm going to change this map a little bit. And this is like looking at a satellite. This is like what the ground really looks like. And what are the two main colors you see in Australia from the air?
Red and green.
Okay. And what would the green be, do you think?
Plants and animals and life.
Yeah, it's basically forest and trees and some mountains and things like that. And that's really where the people live. All the red-brown area is one of the biggest and worst deserts in the world.
Why worse?
It's very, very dry there. Very, very dry. So people don't live there. This whole big area that you see, almost nobody lives in. In fact, when we were in Australia, we spent all our time just in this area here, in New South Wales and a little bit in South Australia. That's all we were, because that's where most of the stuff that we'd want to see is.
In Act and
Victoria?
Yeah, Victoria and Act.
Act.
I don't know
Yeah.
what that act is actually, but let's see if it says.
Fine, please don't.
It doesn't say. I don't know. Oh, Australian
Capital Territory.
All right. Yeah, that changed on me. Look at that. So
Magic.
anyway, I wanted to show you that, and it's a very, very dry area. Now, I'm going to give you just a little bit of, like, why are people in Australia and why do they speak English? And the reason for that is long, long time ago, in England, as they explored, they discovered Australia and they claimed the land for themselves. And then, since it was so far away and they were running out of room in their prisons, in their jails, and they actually, for certain crimes, would, rather than put people in jail, they would send them to Australia. So if someone got caught stealing things, they would send them to Australia. And they didn't have to really be in jail. They could kind of wander around and do what they wanted, because there was no way they could ever get back. So over time, these people, they farmed and they built houses and they got married and had kids and they built cities, and it became a thriving country. But it started with being basically a jail. So that's why they speak sort of English. And because of that, there's a lot of similarities with them in the United States. The food is very similar. They like sports a lot. But there's some things that are very different in Australia. Like most English countries, they drive on the left side of the road.
That's the opposite. We drive on the right side.
That's the opposite side of the road. So it's
Drive the other side.
tricky to drive there. And another thing is the animals are very different, as I think you know. You see some animals. But the language, like I said, one thing we learned about the language when we were there is they use a lot of different words, but you can usually figure out what they mean when they say something. For instance, when they get up in the morning and they're hungry, they want to eat brekkie. What do you think brekkie is?
What do you think brekkie is?
Yeah.
What's brekkie?
I'll go get some.
He wants to know, what do you think brekkie is?
What is brekkie? Breakfast. Right. Right. That's exactly what they do. They use somewhat different words. Like when they're talking, like if you're driving on the highway, do you know what a yield is? When,
do you know what a yield sign is on the road?
A yield sign?
It's not quite a stop sign. No, it's like a slow down, pay attention, and let the other person have the right of.
That's what a yield sign is. They don't have yield signs. They have signs that say give way, which means the same thing. And when you're getting off a highway, they don't have exit signs. They have signs that say way out. Now you can figure out what that means, but it's just a different word. Okay, when they want to make hamburgers, they go outside and they'll grill hamburgers on the Barbie.
On the
you know
Barbie?
what a Barbie would be?
A barbecue.
Yes.
It's like a doll, like a little toy doll.
Yep. No, not exactly.
It's a
You're
different
right.
Barbie?
It's the
I'm
barbecue.
confused.
All right, let's try some others. One fruit they like to eat are avos.
Avos.
Avocados.
Yes.
Wait, I'm trying to write down the.
But they don't say avocados. They say avos.
I'll help you at the end. Okay.
And if they're going, a lot of people live very close, as you can see in the green, they live very close to the beach. So when they go to the beach, they put on their bathers.
They're bathers.
They're bathing suits.
Their swimsuits or their bathing suits, right? And they celebrate a lot of the holidays we do, like on December 25th, they celebrate Chrissy.
Christmas.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And then when they're doing Zooming like we are today, a lot of times they'll use a lappy.
Laptop.
Yes.
Laptop.
Yep. But one
I like
thing
the
they
word
really like, a couple things they really like
Dog does
hamburgers
that.
there. Hamburgers are one of their favorite foods. And where they go sometimes to get hamburgers is Macca's.
McDonald's.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
That's right.
I was about
They
to
call
say
it
that.
Macca's.
McDonald's.
And they like sports a lot too. They're big sports fans, and they play a lot of footy.
I know what their favorite.
They play a lot of
sport
footy, he said.
Instead of football, they call it,
That's right.
footy.
That's right. So basically, they speak English, but they use a lot of words that are different. But we didn't really have any problem because even though it was different, like brekkie, you could usually figure out what they meant. Right?
Like, could they usually figure out what we meant?
I think so. They didn't really have any trouble understanding us either.
Wacky.
Yeah. Mimi, what was the word that we liked that the one lady kept using? Confuddled. When she took a wrong turn, she got confuddled.
Confused.
Yeah.
I like confuddled.
We liked it too.
We've been confuddled ever since.
Yep. So, okay, we'll do some pictures now. When most people go to Australia, they usually fly into a city down here called Sydney.
I've heard of that. Sydney.
It's one of their biggest cities, and it's a very pretty city, and it's very close to the water, and it's got a beautiful harbor for ships that people can go around in. And one thing that's in that harbor that's really cool is, well, I'll show you a picture of the harbor first. Let's see if this goes up big. I hope it does. There it goes. That's a picture of the harbor, and you can see the big bridge across it. But see that building there?
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the most unique and famous buildings in the world. That's called the Sydney Opera House. And they have operas there, as well as other concerts and events. And we saw a play in there, and it's really a beautiful building, but it's very strange looking, isn't it?
Kind of looks like a white beetle with its back all hunched.
Yeah, or turtle shells, maybe? What do you girls think it looks like?
Maybe shark fins. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I could see where it looks like shark fins too. But it really is a good looking building.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just go through some of these real quickly. Yes, there's a lot of art there, I said. And here's just some of the art that you can see. We were there during Chinese New Year, and they had some special exhibits up. So that's kind of cool.
Are those flying pigs?
And this was wait a minute, it keeps moving. I see it's moving without me making it move. We went to the beach, and we thought this was pretty cool. One of the hotels there had a swimming pool.
Hotel?
It's a swimming pool at a hotel, and their water.
That is so cool.
It is.
The pool juts out into the ocean, so you can be in the swimming pool and actually get splashed by the ocean.
That's so cool.
As some people were doing. Pretty wild, huh?
I might have to get used to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the people
I would
are
like it no matter what. I love when waves splash on me.
Mm-hmm. Hey, let me get to some of these other ones, but there's a lot of nice things to do there. And and we might as well go here now because I think I showed this to. There's a lot of cool animals there. And these are some of them. We were at a hotel, kind of a resort type of thing. And we were sitting on our back porch in the morning, and this is what we saw.
That's different than the groundhog that we saw yesterday.
Yeah.
That's right.
You guys, I have a friend from Australia who told me one time she was having a party and a kangaroo crashed the party and stole their food. It just crashed the party and took a bag of chips and ran away. And they were all like, whoa, what happened? Because kangaroos like chips also. And then it kept coming back for more food, and they had to go inside to protect themselves.
They have a lot of cool animals there. Here's a lizard that we saw. It's pretty big lizard, pretty funny looking one. And you know what these are, right?
Yes.
What are they?
Oh, koalas. Oh, she's holding a baby.
Yes, she is.
Her baby's right next to her.
Yeah. Well, this is one thing we found out about Australia. a lot of their animals are what's called marsupials. Can you
I
say
knew
that?
that.
You know that?
Marsupials. I knew that.
And what are marsupials, Quinn?
I don't. Animals that have pouches.
Animals that have pouches. And I think here in the United States, I only know of one animal that's a marsupial. You know what that might be?
What?
A
What?
possum. Possums
Oh.
have pouches and they carry their babies in them.
They do? I never knew that.
Yep. But in Australia, a lot of the animals do that. The koala bears, you know, the kangaroos do that.
And the koala bears.
And the wallabies, which are like small kangaroos. But
I'll get it for you.
the koalas do that too. Now you'll see in some of these, you'll see our friends the Oppermans, because that's who we went to Australia with. And this is a picture of a platypus. Look close, and you'll see it swimming. Is that a funny animal?
Yeah. It's a mammal, but it lays eggs.
It's a
It tells
mammal,
lots of jokes.
lays eggs, and it looks like its mouth looks like a duck, doesn't it?
It's a mammal, but it lays eggs.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And here's a kangaroo with the baby in its pouch.
No.
And the baby can crawl out and go back in too.
Maybe. It's so cute.
It's like the moms have a built-in blanket for the babies.
Yeah.
How sweet.
Baby.
This is our friend Donnie feeding kangaroos. Let me show you
What do they eat, Pop?
there's actually nasty animals there too. Like this one. They have nasty crocodiles. And out in the desert where nobody really goes, they've got some dangerous snakes and lizards and things like that.
Do they have any dangerous water animals?
Yeah.
They do.
The platypus
They have a lot
is
of
dangerously
sharks
funny.
near there.
They have a lot of sharks. Isn't it true that Australia has like however many, like all 10 of the world's most dangerous animals or something?
Something like that. Something like that. They have very poisonous snakes. They've got sharks and some nasty jellyfish.
Spiders.
And they've got poisonous spiders. But
Do you guys know that they have a spider? I forget what it's called. Is it the huntsman? They have a spider that's like enormous, like so big. It's actually not a dangerous one, but it's very, very scary looking. Our friend Chachi has a video of there being one in their closet at a place that they were staying, and then they were trying to get it out, and there was a lot of screaming and.
Yeah.
So you said that one's not dangerous. Some of the dangerous spiders are very small. And I don't know which ones they were. So we found ourselves being careful with that, but we didn't run into any problems with spiders. And then they have these animals, which I don't have a great picture of, but this is a wombat, which is not a
Kind of
bat.
looks like a wig.
Yeah. And this is a caraway bird. It's a funny looking bird too. So they've got
what a wombat looks like.
No, it's so cute. Does it have wings?
There, look, I showed them what a picture of a wombat looks like from its face.
Okay. And they have these. What are these?
Seals.
Yep, actually sea lions, but
Why do they have to yell so loud?
they do.
Good memory.
And then we saw some places, you know how I said they had a lot of art? This is one of the buildings we went into.
Whoa.
Mommy, I just don't want to.
So
That's really
Quinn,
cool.
the architect, can you imagine a building that looks like that?
No. No.
You don't have to write anything else down.
Like this.
Yep, that's a funny looking building.
Your seat.
Hayden?
Yours.
And then walking in, we saw pictures of this. And then another, let me see what this is a picture of. That was another art they had in the building.
Do you wish you had that art in your room?
No, thank you. It might scare me at night.
So
Whoa!
what are you owing? This or this?
Those cats. The cats. Yeah,
Wow. That's pretty cool.
That was in the same building.
Mm.
That looks like the type of art that Pops would have on his wall in his office.
And this is the city of Adelaide, where they have buildings lit up at night and even films in front of the buildings. See how the buildings are lit up? You can walk around the street in the university at night and see this sort of stuff on the building.
Keep going.
Okay,
I wanted to
keep
see,
going.
Wait, I wanted to see.
There's some particular picture she wants to see. What is it, hun?
It's. I don't like the red one.
You don't like the red one?
Yeah, but can you go up?
I think it's above the red one.
No, it's not above.
And then there's beautiful scenery
Go back.
too. That I don't want to skip some of the beautiful scenery. This is we took a ride down something called the Ocean Road, and this is the one of the most beautiful drives in the world. And these things out in the water are called the 12 Apostles, because there's 12 huge sandstone formations just sitting there in the water, and it's very pretty. We can show you a lot more.
Is Uncle
Good.
Drew part of the Australian beautiful landscapes? Because he's in this.
Actually,
I
he
was
was
in
in
Argentina.
Patagonia at the time.
Yeah, I was in
And we sent
Argentina
us
while they were in
pictures.
Australia.
That's in Argentina.
Yeah, the picture of Uncle Drew. Look,
Yeah,
there's
remember
Mimi
when I
doing
showed you Patagonia in our Chile lesson yesterday too? That's the one from up above, from when I was in
He
Argentina.
was there at the same time as we were down here. Yep. Then we went to a city that Mimi really liked, called Melbourne. And there was lots of art on the walls there. Every little alley had things like this on it. Pretty wild, huh?
Do you know who lived in Melbourne for a while?
Who?
Chachi.
It's a beautiful city. You see all that artwork on the wall?
Super cool.
And then we went to
Is that a koala?
did more animal stuff. Koalas don't move much. They sleep about 15 hours a day.
And then they eat the rest.
Exactly, Quinn. You know what they eat?
Leaves.
Only one type of leaf. They only eat eucalyptus leaves. And that's one of the reasons they have to stay where they are, because they can't even go, they have to be near a eucalyptus tree. And these go ahead.
You holded a koala?
Mimi held a koala, and we got our picture taken with it, yes.
Would you like to hold a koala?
Yes. Eucalyptus tree leaves are poisonous, but the koalas can digest them.
They can, but you know what? They're not, that's one of the reasons they sleep a lot, is they're not very nourishing. It's not like eating good meat or peanuts or even sugar that gives you energy. It just doesn't, they can live off of them, but they really never have much energy, and they move slow when they move, and they sleep a lot because they don't have much energy.
Is that the problem with sloths too?
Could be, I don't know. There's a kangaroo was moving. That's more
Look at those
artwork.
sculptures.
It's called Marilyn Monroe.
The dog man.
And the dog taking the
A
picture.
picture of a kangaroo ballerina. Dog
Yeah.
man and kangaroo ballerina.
Marilyn Monroe, that's funny.
And this is more art that we saw.
Interesting how
It's
they
water.
Yeah, it's 50 foot high and it comes down in words. I never figured out how they could do that, but it was really fun to see.
That's cool.
Just keeps going.
Can you read it to me?
It's too quick. I could read some of the words.
Could read like the word.
There's Mimi in the artwork.
These are live photos, Pops? They're all like 2-second videos.
Yeah, I know. I think I had it on video and didn't mean to.
Technology.
That was only 1 second.
Yeah, he meant to be taking a picture. Instead, he took videos.
This was meant to be video. This is another piece of art where the art was several videos together.
Oh,
That's kind of fun.
it's interesting
Like a
because
Zoom call.
art isn't just things you can draw or paint, but it's also you can do art with water and on buildings and with video and with lights. There's so many different ways to do art.
What? How did those pictures get up there?
That's art. The part of the art was these people singing.
I thought it was like karaoke machines.
Art
I
on
thought it was like
someone's back.
karaoke, but they were like filming everyone.
It was kind of like karaoke, yeah. This is from the same museum. They had this guy's job was to sit there all day.
That his back or his sweater?
That's his back.
Wait, so he was just a normal person?
Well, I don't know that I'd call him normal, but he was a real person. He was a real person.
His job was just to sit right there all day?
His job was to sit with his back to you. You can see he's listening to this iPod or something. You can see the wires from his head.
That would be boring.
And that was all he could do, was sit there all day. They probably let him go to the bathroom now and then.
Hopefully.
This was in the floor.
Hands coming up.
This was in the floor, and it was really cool because it looked like the hands were really reaching up out of the floor, but it was just painted on.
Well done.
Oh,
this is.
Are those native Australians?
Almost.
You guys singing cumpleaños feliz?
What are they saying?
We were singing. This was we said Drew was in Patagonia at the same time. We sent him this video and we're singing happy birthday to him in Spanish.
You know how happy birthday goes in Spanish, girls?
No.
Cumpleaños feliz. Cumpleaños feliz. Like that. That means happy birthday.
How's
Do they
that?
look like they're enjoying Australia?
We did enjoy it. That was a lot of fun. And then we ended the trip with more great scenery. Like this.
I still have this rock in here.
Look at that, guys.
What's that?
This is like a spout. a natural spout that the water goes in and then it shoots back out.
That's cool. Both girls have passed out because of how fascinated they are.
It happens.
What is that buzz thing?
It's someone's head, I think.
Yeah, in fact, I think it's Maria's head. But there was a lot of great
What is that
things to
buzz
see.
thing?
It's
And
just
this
a buzz
is like almost the bottom of the world, because below here there was nothing till you get to Antarctica.
Wow.
So it's just
You're not
like Chile and Argentina,
those
guys. Down at the south.
are
near
what?
Very
Antarctica.
bad.
What are those?
Sea lion.
What noise do they make?
They yodel?
And there were
Are you yodeling
thousands
right now?
of them.
Wow. It looks like kind of a nice place to hang out. About the sea lion.
I
Yep.
made this.
Good place
Not
to be a
seals.
sea lion, I reckon.
What
Is that a
the-
Sea
penguin?
lions are done.
What
Or
the?
an Eskimo?
Wait. Who took that video?
Of Mimi, she was cold.
No. Who took that video of the person taking a video? How dare them?
Well, I don't know. But these are the seals anyway again.
Hey, somebody. I see.
Let it go.
I saw somebody taking a video, and we told Mimi not to take a video of somebody else taking a video.
Well, I don't know. This is
This is a strange
Yeah,
turn.
you're right. This was Mimi. I actually thought it was our friend Maria, but this is Mimi. So that's our show about Australia.
Do you guys have any questions about Australia?
No.
Nothing?
What about food?
Food.
Food.
Food is very much like ours, really.
Hamburgers?
They like burgers.
Yeah.
They like shrimp and seafood.
Do you like chocolate?
They like chocolates.
What about wine?
Do they make
like
any wine? They're known for their wine.
We did have a wallaby burger, but they don't,
Wallaby burger?
they don't usually eat the wallabies and kangaroos. It's like game. It's like eating deer. They have a fish that is really good called a barramundi,
Barramundi?
and it's fish, and they have it at a lot of the places, and it's very, very good.
Ooh, barramundi is a kind of fish.
I bet Quinn would like.
Barramundi. Barramundi.
Yes,
Delicious fish.
I will like it.
I'll just say something.
So that concludes Australia. We
do you
told you
say,
the
Pat?
history. We told you some of the geography.
You gotta get back.
Showed you some animals.
So why did Mimi do
Why didn't Mimi do it? Do you want to see Mimi's face too?
it? Yeah. Why didn't Mimi? And Pasta,
Why didn't you ask Mimi what her favorite thing
what was your favorite thing about Australia?
My favorite thing about Australia? Whew. I just loved all the nature. You know, I love nature, animals and scenery, and there was a lot of that there.
It's a
What
very
about the
beautiful. It's a very beautiful country,
Buzzhead.
and they had to drag me to come back. I was tempted to stay, but knowing that you guys were back here, I wanted to come back too.
Are you glad he came back? Although it would be fun. No, you're not glad because you want to go visit him in Australia?
That would be fun, but it would be hard to get to.
Yeah, 20 hours on a plane. Yikes. All right, girls. What do we say?
Australia's about over.
Bye, thank you.
Sure.
And
Hope
bye,
you liked it.
Drew.
Weirdo.
Oh, and that's what I didn't tell you about Australia, and why. One more reason it's special. You know, Uncle Drew's been to a lot of places.
He
He hasn't been to Australia.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing we have up on him.
Mm.
Yep.
And one other thing, they like to say, good on ya. When somebody does something good, kind, thoughtful, they'll say, good on ya. It's just one of their expressions.
What does that mean?
Like, that was good of you.
Great, that was
Good thing
great.
to do. Good on you. That's cool.
Yep.
How do they say
Good on
goodbye?
ya.
Good on you.
Good on you.
Do they have any fun way of saying goodbye that we can say as we go?
Good day.
Good day.
Good day.
Good day. Good day. Good day. Good day. Good day.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Love ya.
Bye.